Howdy folks, quick tip for you. If you've ever been working on a relatively large or complex PCB and you're doing a repair or reverse engineering and you need to find where a signal goes because you don't have the schematic, generally you'll have your continuity buzzer to help you, but the problem is you just have far too many possible contacts and vias and things. It just becomes impossible to trace out with just a probe like this. What most people probably figure out on their own or find online is to take some stranded copper wire, strip it, fan it out, and then make sort of a brush that you can go over the board with. And this works in a pinch, and it is a good option. However, if the strands are too big, the resolution tends to be quite poor, and on a board like this one, there's just a scrap PCB I grabbed just for this demonstration. When you get into really small surface mount components, the strands actually sometimes are too big, and you can brush over something and completely miss it. On the other hand, if you get really thin strands, because copper, of course, can be bent and it retains its shape, as you brush, the bristles lose their springiness, and again, you start to lose things. So what I've found is really quite an odd thing, is to buy these. This is called a weld cleaning brush. And it's some kind of electrochemical machine that uses these to clean welds. I don't understand how it works, what it's for, but it's not really important. What's important is the fact that these are available. They're very inexpensive. You can get a 5-pack for under $10 on Amazon, eBay, wherever you want to shop. I don't recommend going to a welding supply store because you're just going to pay too much for it because we don't really care about that. This is a carbon fiber brush. It's electrically conductive, and that's why it has this terminal on the end. And they come with these sleeves. So just this is like the pack that I bought, and you can see they come with these like silicone sleeves, and they intend for you to cut them, and they cut very easily. So that's what I've done here, and I've got a couple of these. I keep one of these at all my workbenches, and you just cut it back and splay it out, and so you've got thousands of conductive carbon fibers, and this acts like a brush, like it feels like a brush. It's quite springy. I've used this one for quite a long time and it still looks normal. And because they're super fine, you can get really good resolution when you're brushing over a board with these. So they're inexpensive and readily available, and I think that they work relatively well. So that's my big recommendation. I looked for a carbon fiber brush for a long time that was like this, and most carbon fiber brushes are for like cleaning records and things like that, and they're not this end-on style that you really want for something like this. So as an example, let's say I want to, of course this just has a thread on it. If I really wanted to, I could make a cable for this, but I just hold the probe to the end of it because I'm cheap and lazy or whatever. But if I don't know, let's say, what are the odds that this works? Let's pick a via here. So obviously this is conductive, so that works. And so I can brush this over the board, and we've already got a signal over here. So I bet it's probably this connector or something. So now I can go back over to it and do more of a fine-tuned, there we go. So that's where the signal goes. And you can do that for any signal on a board. Let's pick, I don't know, let's pick this chip over here. So obviously that's conductive, and maybe we'll find where it goes, maybe we won't. This board is double-sided, and it's got a lot of inner layers, and mostly because these are BGA parts, if any of these signals go under these chips, we won't find them. So that's a limitation of basically any of these techniques. I guess that makes sense because, yeah, this is a bus. You can actually just see it. I wouldn't need to probe that one out, but you get the idea. So that's my tip. I recommend these. They're actually relatively good. However, there are 2 caveats that I think I'll mention. The first one is when you trim these down, just make sure that I recommend you probably just do it outside, and you make sure that you pull all the loose bristles out, because of course if you cut this and a bristle falls out onto your board and you don't see it because these are quite thin, of course, turning the board on is not going to end very well because these are quite conductive. The second thing is if they're not very even, like some of them, when they come, the bristles are not very even. If you decide to, snip them off to make them even, I recommend, again, you do that outside because it makes a really fine conductive dust, which you probably don't want inside. The second thing that is worth noting about these is you do need a relatively decent multimeter to use them at their full length. So this has a, it's a conductivity or a resistance per unit length. So I'm currently using my good multimeter, which is a Keithley 2015, and it has an adjustable continuity range. So I can actually set, what ohms reading and below triggers the buzzer. But if you have a multimeter where that's not adjustable and it's set too low, this might not be conductive enough. I think this brush by itself is about 10 ohms. So that's below the threshold of most multimeters, but if you've got a really picky one or whatever, it may be a problem. One thing you can do is you can cut the brush. So I'm using this at its full length. You could just cut the whole brush to this length and you'll get exactly the same functionality. You'll just have less to hold on to, but of course if you make a handle or a cable for it, that's no big deal. So that's one way to mitigate it. And of course, I think it goes without saying, you need a multimeter that has a fast latching buzzer. If it doesn't latch and it's not fast enough, then no brush, whether it be made of copper or carbon fiber, is going to work for you. So anyway, that's my quick tip for today. And hopefully this helps you repair or reverse engineer something that otherwise just seems practically impossible. So anyway, thanks for watching.